Aloha. I'm Carolyn Alviloa, coming to you from upcountry Maui. Yeah, so ranching history in Hawaii, that's a good question. It goes back a couple hundred years. Hawaii has no native herbivores. All of the herbivores, ruminant animals that we have here were all introduced starting in the late 1700s. Around 1793, I think, the very first goats and cattle were given as gifts to the ali'i, the chiefs or royalty in Hawaii. And initially they were just they tried to be penned, but they eventually got loose. And when it comes to cattle, the king actually put a taboo, a kapu, on the cattle. They weren't allowed to be harvested for a couple of decades. And so they were allowed, in order that they would increase. They were a valuable protein. They're seen as a valuable protein source. They were valuable to the visitors that were coming here. I say visitors, the explorers, the whalers. They would come here to reprovision, and beef became a commodity that was a valuable asset for trade. Anyway, they were allowed to multiply, but as their numbers increased, they were doing more and more damage to farms and the landscape. That the king asked, he charged some of the foreigners that were living here to help get them under control. And so that was some of the very, very earliest beginnings of the start of ranching. One of those people were John Palmer Parker, who eventually married one of the king's descendants and started the Parker Ranch on the Big Island. There's lots more details in this story. I can't get to all of them, but that's one example. Anyway, he through her lineage, she had land, and they bought other lands, and they acquired enough to start a ranch. Anyway, today ranching probably occupies I think a little over 700,000 acres in Hawaii. There are several ranches, the biggest being Parker Ranch. Several other fairly large ranches. We're on one of them here at Kaunulu Ranch. And they are they are responsible for the stewardship of pretty significant agricultural acres in Hawaii. They help to keep this livestock industry going for Hawaii as big part of our agricultural economy out here. And a lot of them come from multi-generational families that have been on the land, that have done their best to malama, or take care of what they have kuleana, or responsibility for. It's not a light burden, I'm sure, but they're trying to do their best. There's lots of challenges to ranching in Hawaii. Like other places, we're subject to droughts. We're blessed to have a year-round growing season, but it does come with its challenges. We have lots of wild ruminants, goats, sheep, access deer. Some places there's even wild cattle, and those present their own challenges because we also don't have any native predators. And so part of the struggle on Maui right now is a lot of overpopulation of goats and deer. It's affecting some areas that are really affecting the health of the land, and the ranchers are working really hard to try to bring things back into balance. So I really respect them for that. And they are the foundation for this rodeo culture that is also thriving sport here in Hawaii. There are a lot of kids that are able to get a good start in rodeo life. I think it's a good sport in that it teaches a lot of discipline, teaches a lot of responsibility, and character, builds character. And so yeah, we're blessed to kind of bring our worlds together. My husband's a born and raised Paniolo cowboy, and he loves rodeo world. He did a lot of damage in the rodeo world as a younger man, and as a reformed, delivered, new creation in Christ, it's his heart to try to make some amends and bring some light, and be able to still enjoy this part of his life, but bring the light of Christ with him into it. He knows what it's like to have been lost and really been surrounded in darkness, and the light that he's found now in the Lord is everything to us. And so we're blessed to have been inspired to do this and to try to bring more opportunities for people to hear the gospel, especially our family and friends and loved ones that are in this community. So yeah, thank you to the team that came out to help support us in doing this, the very first one. And yeah, we'll see what the Lord has in store.
We are on our way to Hawaii. Welcome back to Travelin Cowgirls, everyone.
Hey y'all.
What's up?
So, we're going to talk about Hawaii. It was awesome.
Pretty magical.
What do you got to say about it, Mandy?
Hey, Mandy. Well, considering everyone the whole trip called me Amber.
Or Amberly.
Amberly. Oh, and there was an Ashley in there once.
Yes.
No, it was fantastic.
It was.
Everybody kept calling me Jaylan.
Jaylan.
They did.
Yes.
But we all kind of were battling sickness
Yes.
the whole time.
Well, it started when we left. Shelly had an ear infection, right?
Yeah, fluid on the ear.
Yes. So flying with that was not fun for her.
No.
Then I got what maybe was the flu ? But I didn't go to the doctor. Oops.
Then she gave it to good old Jaylen over here.
Yeah, well, that's what happened.
We shared
We
room.
share room, yeah. So
I actually ended up missing out on the first day of the rodeo.
yeah, so
I
it was
had
very
a fever
sad.
that day.
But yeah, we missed her, but I sent her videos.
I was
Yes.
so
She
jealous.
she missed old boy getting bucked off
Yes.
his horse, and it was not a bronc.
No,
It was a spicy
losing
horse.
it. That horse was very spicy. He got bucked off twice.
They haven't had a rodeo there in a year, so they just started pulling these horses off the side of the mountain.
Yeah, it's been
that
like
hasn't
years.
been
Yeah.
rode.
Yeah,
And they were feeling good.
yeah.
All
Well,
of them were.
the one that bucked him off the day before, whenever they put him in the pen, I was like, "Oh, that horse is spicy." And then he bucked him off the next day. I was like, "Well, I could have saw that coming."
Yeah. Good. Like, we don't have to lunge our horses before we get on, but man, I would have probably ran that one up a hill a couple times before I put it in that arena.
Yeah, that was crazy. But the rodeo overall, it was a lot of fun, which I know Jaylen missed the first day, but she did you got to see the bronc riding, which was
Yeah.
my favorite part.
Yeah, the bronc ride didn't go well. It was fun. I didn't get hurt, but the outcome was not what we wanted. I'm Clayton Davison, and I was born and raised in Fallon, Nevada. I ended up here through a company called TJ Gardner. We are on the disaster relief program for Lahaina, Hawaii after the fire. This is my first bronc ride in 5 years. I decided to do it because Uncle High peer pressured me into it, and that is the end of it. I feel great. It was incredibly awesome between all the fellowship and with the Cowboy Church and everything like that, and everyone coming together from all different walks of life. It was special to be a part of. I hope Uncle High does another one so I can get redemption on that bronc. But no, other than that, couldn't have asked for better.
First day at the rodeo was they did cow sorting, and then they did trailer loading, which I love.
That
trailer
was cool.
loading. It's
Yeah.
awesome. So they have to rip the cow, get it in the trailer, put their horse in the trailer. Then all the cowboys have to get in the car or the truck, and it's timed on that.
Yeah,
And I just think it's awesome.
And they had to get the horse that roped the cow.
Yes.
and
Both of
two
them.
horses.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was really cool.
So yeah, you couldn't just pick like your good loading horse. Whichever horse roped is the one that got in there.
Yeah,
So it was really fun. And then what else did they do that day? Did they do doctoring that day, I think, maybe?
one.
It was some
setup that-
other
yeah,
kind of-
branding, I think.
Yeah.
maybe.
So yeah, the ranch rodeo is like everything they do on the ranch. And then the next day was the bronc and I think some different type of
Sorting,
sorting,
something.
roping.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was amazing. Definitely a once in a lifetime experience with the locals. We got to be there with them.
Yes. Oh, you
We got
forgot one of the coolest events that we participated in, Shelley.
I know.
The boot kick, to see
The
who could
boot
kick their
kick.
boot off their foot the farthest.
We were boot kicking, scooping something.
Boot scooting boogie.
We were kicking boot and scooting dirt.
Yeah, my boot didn't go very far.
Mine went pretty far because I've done it before.
Yeah, well, then I had to walk through the dirt in my white socks. I was pretty sad about it. It's still stained, but it's fine.
That's why I wear black socks.
Yeah.
Good tip.
Yes,
For
wear
horse
black
people.
socks to a rodeo.
Yeah, we're all about the trails, tips, and tack.
Yeah.
There's
Tips
a
for
tip
horse
you.
people.
Yes.
You never know when you're going to have to take your boot off. Wear black socks.
Yeah, but aside from that, we had Cowboy Church at the rodeo, which was really cool. 15 people prayed to give their life to Christ that we know of.
Yeah, that we know of.
Mm-hmm.
And the cool thing about that is they had a Hawaiian treed saddle. Like, the tree of the saddle was Hawaiian, one of their trees there. I don't know what type of tree it is. But anyways,
Kind of clueless on
we're
that one.
clueless. We don't know about that stuff. But anyways, the saddle was worth like $4,000, and we got to set up at the missionary tent, and we got to tell you like 5 minutes about Jesus, and then you got to put your name in the raffle to win the saddle. So, you know, we would just kind of ask them if they've ever had a personal relationship with Jesus, and they would say yes or no, and then we'd pray, and that's kind of how it happened. But I thought that was like really awesome. That was the gift that they got to raffle off.
Yeah, it was really cool. And then trying to think what else we got.
Then there was a baptism after the rodeo too.
Yes, 3 people got baptized there.
Yes.
And then
And it was in the water trough.
yeah, and it was very cold, they said, but it was also not very deep, so they had to sit down.
Sit down on their knees.
Yeah.
And then,
But we got to witness quite a few young cowboys and cowgirls. There was one in one of the teams.
Mm-hmm.
He was a man of few words.
There was some young ones too, like out on there, and he was good. He could keep up with them too.
yeah, he was really good with the rope. A lot of the young kids there were really
and then
great.
Charlie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like amazing with the roping.
We have an interview with Charlie too. She's on the junior high rodeo.
The junior high school
rodeo.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Charlie Komoko Vivo Ole from Hawaii, the big island of Hawaii. I do barrels, poles, breakaway, goat tying, team roping, and ribbon mugging. I find those events really good, and I like team roping because I'm on the healing end right now, but for me, I would prefer to do heading because, I don't know, I just like both. But high school rodeo is, I mostly see it about like going there and having fun. I don't really care about my points or like making it. I just care about having the fun and making sure I have good relationships with my friends. So I am a part of the Preferred Junior Elite program. I just got in. So basically we're gonna go to this camp up in Texas, and we're gonna learn about groundwork with the dummy, and we're gonna rope a little bit, I'm pretty sure, and we're just gonna learn how to take care of ourselves and get better at roping. One advice that I always tell myself when I'm about to go in the arena for rodeo, I have my main horse Belle, and I always tell us, we got this, Belle, and I always tell myself I can do this. So for all of you out there, I'll just say, just make sure you and your horse have a good relationship, and always encourage your horse and you.
But anyways, the kids out there for roping, they're amazing at it. They kind of have a different style than what we do here.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of go off from the side, which I think is kind of neat.
Yeah.
But they're very accurate with their throwing.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to watch. I'd never really seen that like in person. I mean, I've seen it on like TV and like from a distance, but seeing it like up close, it was really cool.
And it's like so thought out, like especially for healing. Like they have to throw the rope before the cow jumps into his back legs into it. So it's like you have to have like that brain to like be able to, okay, how am I going to get this before they go through it?
My job during the rodeo, I took pictures, and so I got like...
She got a ton of good pictures.
Yeah, I got some really cool pictures. And that was also cool for me because I was able to see even more up close of like how they did the roping, because I took like 100 pictures, so I got to see like step by step like how they did it, and it was really cool to see.
Yeah, it was a really cool experience.
So like one of my favorite parts though when we were getting for the rodeo was like there was 15 of us staying in one house. We've not mentioned that, I don't think, yet. But like every night before we would go out and do work or whatever, we would all sit around in the living room and just like talk, and you know, someone would usually share like a Bible verse or do like a little message, and then we would all pray together, and then the next morning we'd all do the same thing.
Yeah.
And you know, we would make plans to have breakfast at 8:30, and then everyone would eat at 8 before we were up. But
I was excited to be there, jet lagged.
Yeah, we would all like it was really nice having that
unity.
Yeah, like we all just hung out, got to know each other really well. And then when we got to like the actual arena and we were setting up for the rodeo, we had like a big dinner there one night where we all ate soup and we hung out, and like it just felt like it was like a family reunion, even though
Yeah.
there's people that I'd never even met. Like, they were just so welcoming, and like
It felt like you know your whole life.
Yeah, like the camaraderie.
Camaraderie?
Camaraderie?
Is that how we say that?
Yeah.
We're saying big words, girl.
The getting together with your friends.
the fellowshipping. Let's use that.
The fellowshipping.
You know I can't use them big words.
That was like one of my favorite parts, though. I mean, like, it was just really cool getting to talk to people and sharing stories, and now I've got friends that live all over the place.
We got friends in Hawaii.
Yes. I feel like we got more of like a local experience.
Yeah. We would never have gotten the experience if we just booked a trip to Maui.
Right.
Never in a million years. Like, we did so much stuff that was so cool.
Yeah. And that's what we'll kind
And we met
of
a
show you
lot of
guys. Oh, sorry, Jalen.
Go ahead.
That's what I was going to say. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You say it.
We got to meet a lot of great people. That was it. That was all that I was going to say. You guys, I knew.
Jalen's a woman of many words. But no, our next video will kind of show more of our experience outside of the rodeo. And
Yeah.
the views and the food.
And the whales.
Yes.
I'm so
Dun,
excited.
dun,
But yeah, so check out our next video. We won't give away too much.
Yeah.
Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And
Happy trails, y'all.
Jalen said, I'm done.